from reds to whites, how do you know which wine is right for you? Steve Johnson, the owner of Parallel 44, recently gave me a few tips. Take a look. Did you know you can come out here to Parallel 44 Vineyard and Winery and taste some really great wines? We're inside the winery this morning. Steve Johnson's here with me, but you have some great tips for people when they are tasting wine. Tell me about the 5 S's people should know about.
Yeah, this is a little step that you can take to evaluate a wine, and they're primarily the S's of seeing the wine, swirling the wine, sniffing the wine, sipping the wine, and then savoring the wine. And each component has a different attribute if we're tasting a white versus a red. So let's get right into with the first one here, La Crescent. I'm looking for the S of seeing, and really with whites you're looking for clarity. With reds you want to see more of the depth of color to see if it may be more like a Cabernet or a Pinot Noir. And then you move right to the swirling, which people think is a snobby thing to do, but it makes sense in that particularly with whites it releases the aromatics by swirling the wine in the glass, and that opens up the bouquet. And then you move into the S of sipping. And there you want to take in a little air over your palate as you take it in. Again, that further enhances the aromatics of the wine. Now you would do that with the reds also, but reds tend to be more of the back end of the expression of a wine, and so you want to focus more on what it's like on your palate as opposed to the bouquet, although you still want to appreciate that in a red. But then when you finally, after you sip the wine and you're savoring the lingering notes, that's where the red wines tend to be more interesting, what you experience after you swallow it. And the depth of the red is what gives you that ability to continue to taste the wine after you've swallowed it.
And there's another thing I noticed, especially with reds, after you swirl it, there's something that stays on the side.
Yeah, they call that the legs of a wine, and the more streamlets you see, if you had a thinner walled glass, you'd see streamlets of wine cascading down the inner wall. And that shows you that if there's a lot of those, there's a lot more body and alcohol to the wine. So you can get a good sense of what that wine is going to be like even before you put it to your mouth.
And these are good steps because you can find out which wine is best for you.
Right, and it's all individual and it's all your own experience as to how you want to do it.
All right, Steve, well, thank you so much. Some really great tips for people, and wine, it's a great thing.
My pleasure.
Doug, it's making me thirsty. If you would like to do a little wine tasting, come out to the winery today. Their Harvest Fest kicks off at noon. There will be vineyard tours, wine tasting, and even a grape stomp that starts at 3 this afternoon. And guess what? I'm going to be the MC for the stomp, so you can come out there, hang out with me. There isn't a charge. For more information, head to our website, fox11online.com. Just click on the Good Day Wisconsin tab.